Market Outlook. Calendar Week 50. Calendar Week 49 was another reminder of how quickly the market can switch from hope to defense. After the decline at the beginning of the month, Bitcoin managed to stabilize briefly, but every recovery attempt remained fragile. Many altcoins posted significant losses, and overleveraged long positions were liquidated on a large scale. The environment was clearly risk-off, and that is exactly what shaped our decisions in week 49. Against this backdrop, Quantum deliberately did not activate any new research signals last week. Our models did identify individual setups that would have been tradable in theory, but the risk-reward profile was not convincing. Limited market breadth, nervous order books, and a packed macro calendar are a combination in which we do not buy drawdowns just to be active. In such phases, professional risk management means protecting capital, staying patient, and waiting for clearer structures, even if that looks less spectacular in the short term. Our core indicators confirm this stance. Bitcoin dominance is currently around 58.6%, up from roughly 57.4% the previous week. Capital is thus flowing out of illiquid altcoins and concentrating in Bitcoin and a few large caps, a classic flight-to-quality pattern in the crypto market. At the same time, the Crypto Fear and Greed Index has fallen from around 28 to roughly 20 points, signaling extreme fear once again. In this environment, capital protection, deleveraging, and selective rebounds dominate. Surprises can trigger disproportionately strong moves in both directions. With this starting position, we move into calendar week 50, which is densely packed in macroeconomic terms. At the center is the U.S. Federal Reserve with its final interest rate decision of the year. The market expects a moderate rate move, but the key point is less the size of the step and more the message behind it. How data-dependent does the Fed present itself, and how many further rate cuts does it signal for the coming year? The answer will determine whether the narrative of a gentle rate path holds or whether concerns about more persistent headwinds return. The Fed decision is flanked by additional data. Trade figures from China, sentiment indicators for the euro area, as well as labor market and inflation data from the US and Europe will help determine whether the story of falling interest rates without a hard landing remains credible. If this narrative is confirmed, it can support risk appetite and liquidity flows into crypto. If it breaks, a further wave of position unwinding is likely, especially in segments with high leverage and thin liquidity. A second layer that we will watch very closely in week 50 is geopolitics. The United States has increased its military presence in the Caribbean and is stepping up pressure on the regime in Venezuela. Internationally, there is now open discussion about whether this could develop into a direct military conflict between the US and Venezuela. Whether it actually comes to that remains uncertain, but even the possibility acts as an additional risk factor for global markets and can put noticeable pressure on risk assets. Against this backdrop, we at Quantum Data Analytics continuously adjust our operational stance. Our algorithms and AI modules monitor market structure, liquidity, and correlations in real time. At the same time, we remain cautious when it comes to activating new research signals. The focus is on selective swing setups with clearly defined risk limits, not on aggressive strategies in a nervous environment. If more stable patterns emerge after the rate decision, for example, a calmer volatility regime or a cleaner trend structure in Bitcoin and the major indices, we can gradually release more research signals again. If conditions remain fragile, it is equally possible that we keep our research signals restricted and continue to prioritize capital protection. This report does not constitute investment advice and does not contain any recommendation or solicitation to buy or sell crypto assets or other financial instruments. The analyses and assessments of Quantum Data Analytics are for information and research purposes only. Every investment decision is made independently and at the sole risk of the clients. Strategies may be adjusted, delayed, or suspended entirely at any time, depending on market conditions. Quantum data analytics. Analytical. Strategic. Innovative.